contacted the ghost of a serial killer at this incredibly haunted hotel, and then things took a dark turn. But this wasn't the only spirit we came into contact with at the Shanley Hotel.
Oh my god! Shit!
Right.
Right. The word rape, yes.
He used to be a serial killer. Through my radio, he corrected me, I still am.
Crypt Keepers, tonight we are investigating the Shanley Hotel, not the Stanley Hotel, don't get them confused. But I have heard this one may in fact be scarier than the Stanley.
Wow. This building looks amazing. I also think this is like the 5th brothel we've done on this trip now. I don't know why we've done so many brothels, but having said that, we've actually had some pretty good activity, especially at Goldfields. That's probably one of my favorites. So I'm hoping this place is as fruitful with the paranormal activity tonight as that place was.
From the outside, total spooky vibes, which I am living for, but I really can't wait to get in and have a look around and just feel the energy of this place.
Amy's already had an experience just on the porch here, which I'm sure she'll tell you about. And after talking to our guide today, she actually mentioned that actually happens to a lot of people. So I don't know, I feel like we're gonna get some good activity tonight.
And we are sleeping here, so awesome.
I'm pumped, I'm pumped, I'm pumped. Let's do this, guys.
Some have claimed the Shanley to be the most haunted hotel in the USA, with more than 50 resident spirits. The hotel would see a number of deaths during its time, including numerous children, which caused the main use of this building to pivot, becoming a speakeasy, brothel and den for criminal activity, with some rather unsavoury characters continuing to call the hotel home in spirit form alongside those of childlike innocence. There's not a square inch of this building that isn't haunted.
It was built in 1845 by Thomas Rich. It burned down 50 years later. They had it rebuilt within 8 months. No power tools, so back then that was a feat in itself. But what gave it notoriety was James Shanley. He came from New York City, and him and his brother moved up here and wanted an inn to bring their culture to this area. He married Beatrice, and they actually honeymooned in the White House. They were very close friends of Eleanor Roosevelt. He also had an in-house barber. He always wanted his guests to be relaxed and have all comforts of home. The barber had a daughter named Rosie. Rosie actually was said that she toddled across the street and fell in the well and drowned. And then Peter had moved away from here, so that's when he lost the barber. So he was a very influential person, and they were also Irish mafia. They were very influential to the point Times Square in New York was being considered to be named Shanley Square. They had 3 children. None of them lived past 8 months old. Beatrice also had a sister that lived here, Esther. Esther died of the Spanish flu, leaving her 2 daughters to be raised. So the Shanleys did raise children, they just didn't have any of their own. Once the barber had moved away from here after his daughter had died, that whole entire area of where his apartment was then revamped and turned into the brothel. We have 50 known spirits here that reside here. We keep a running tally of spirits that we talk to on a regular basis. If they're here for more than like 6 months, we include them in that list. We also get the occasional fly-by-night that might be here for a week, a day, a month, and then never heard from again. But actually residing here, we have 50 known spirits. It's a full house, and we asked them one time, why are you here? And one response was, it is a hotel, isn't it? Right where we're sitting now, we'll hear footsteps running above us and running from one end of the building to the other, and there's obviously walls in between that, so you can't debunk that. A lot of disembodied voices, like on a daily basis. And even when I'm here alone and I'm mopping the floors, I will hear like a man coughing and gasping. I've heard the front door open and slam shut and somebody run upstairs, and the front door is locked. There's nobody in the building. Phantom phones ringing. There is no phone in the phone booth. A lot of people get touched. It could be as simple as be touching their hair, feeling something touching their knee. It's very few and far between that people get scratched, but it does happen. A lot of personal experiences. This place just brings family members in. This place has actually changed a lot of skeptics into true believers. There's a lot. There's a lot. You never know what you're going to get.
Tonight, we'll attempt to reach out to numerous spirits here at the Shanley Hotel, and we'll gather evidence that indicates the building is a hive for paranormal activity. So, if you're ready to investigate this very haunted building with us, hit like, subscribe, and let's jump into it.
It is night time and we finally get to start our investigation of the Shanley Hotel. You pumped?
I've got a really good feeling about this one. I feel like the hosts are really nice. I think this is the second to last one we film before we go home. I'm just in a general good mood. And I feel like when we're in a good mood, we get to happen.
I also had an experience here today already. Basically, we were doing some daytime shots out here, so we were hanging about the car getting stuff out. And I felt and saw out of the corner of my eye someone coming towards us, literally walking down this ramp. And then when I turned around to greet them and say, hey, we're here for the overnight paranormal investigation, there was nobody there.
Later on, we actually met Tracy, the person that we interviewed, and we told her about that, and she said that that's common, that people see things here as well. So that was actually really cool.
Just here. This walkway here.
So this is where it happened, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
And the history here, all of the paranormal reports we've heard, I'm kind of not surprised. There seems to be a lot going on in this building. This deck is so cute. Love it.
The spirits are in. I actually seen that in someone else's video. So cool. I wouldn't have known about that. I think it was Sam and Colby actually.
Well, I hope they're in, because that's why we're here.
Wow.
It's so cool.
Is all this wallpaper like original? Because it's all dated and like time period, isn't it?
I don't think this is original.
Well, no, but or this guy. Dun dun dun. But yeah, I don't know, and as you're gonna see guys, as we go through this place, all the rooms have really cool, articulate, hand-painted like walls. It's really cool, all wallpaper, but it's all really cool.
I would say it's not all original because there's one area of the hotel that feels fully abandoned. You'll see what I mean when we get up there. But I think that the current owners and the owners before that have done a lot of work to bring back the old glory of this place. The ambience in here is perfect.
And this is our base camp area. This isn't even like the main area we'll probably be investigating tonight.
I know, we've got haunted dolls, Ouija boards, and coffee in here. All the essential supplies we need.
And we've got the electric candles too. They always add a vibe. Tracy was actually saying even this room that gets activity. Like people investigate this room as well, even though it's like the kitchen and stuff. People get activity even in this room too. Like there's not 1 inch of this place that doesn't have a story or people don't have experiences.
Yeah, it's amazing. There is one area though down here that gives me Victoria's Black Swan Inn vibes.
Oh yeah, like Psychomantium style?
Yeah, it's a scrying mirror. Apparently the mirror is haunted, and I have been shown some images from this mirror of people scrying in it, but there's extra people in the photos that aren't living. It's pretty wild, honestly.
I want to try it tonight, but can I sit there right now and have a shot?
You always kick me out of the good spots.
Psychomantium 2.
Technically not a psychomantium, but anyway.
Close enough.
In here though, Jared, might interest you. This is a gentleman's club, or an old gentleman's club at least. So you can do sleepovers here, it's so cool. But they do have activity happen in here, and some of that activity has actually been related to gambling. Even, I think it was on GhostTube Fox, they said they got a lot of responses in here that came through that were kind of like about dealing cards and that type of thing.
Yes, we were really excited to learn when we arrived here that the current owner and some of the people that work here actually use GhostTube Fox, and they love it, and they said they've got a lot of really cool stuff here. So I'm really excited to try that one tonight. But also, I just realized we're not running GhostTube.
Oh my God, what's wrong with us? I just heard something out there too. Did you hear?
I did. Something clicked.
Oh my God, what's wrong with us?
Oh, a cigar.
Far away.
Far away. Far away. We've come from far away. That's why we sound funny.
Yeah, is that
Are
like
you
a dig?
far away? I
Is
don't
that
know.
like a dig at our accents, maybe?
I don't know what that is. What does far away mean? You want me to move closer to you? I will. You hear that?
Do you hear like
A boom.
I thought it sounded like furniture or something, maybe moving upstairs.
I don't know.
The above us is a bordello, right?
Yeah, let's go up. Let's go up.
The staircase.
So we're now making our way upstairs to the former brothel.
Can I just ask one question? Why are we investigating so many brothels on this trip, Amy?
I honestly don't know. It just kind of happened.
We definitely didn't plan it that way. We've just done like 4 or 5 brothels and I don't know.
Hey, they've led to good activity. This wasn't always a brothel though. This was the apartment for the on-site barber and where little Rosie lived.
The barber had a daughter named Rosie and fell in the well and drowned. Rosie is here. She loves when younger people are here, or if that teacher type person is here, she'll ask for stories. She wants to hear nursery rhymes, and we have so many EVPs. One year for my birthday, when I was just a guest here, we brought cake, and we were singing. They were singing "Happy Birthday" to me, and you hear the little girl's voice when we played it back. I want cake too. She's definitely around, doing good.
So I'm just stepping into Rosie's room. Rosie, my name is Amy, and I've got my friend Jared here tonight. Just come here to make friends. Rosie has the most tragic and sad story, like it's heartbreaking to think of really. And when you see the picture of Rosie, and if you've ever been around kids, like it's hard.
Interestingly, so Rosie passed away in a well, and the sad thing is you can actually see it from her room.
It's literally right across the street.
In the park across the street.
So after, Rosie passed away, her family moved out. This was operated as a bordello, which obviously you think about the kind of work that was necessary to make ends meet, the workers of a bordello. Again, more tragedy, and one of those tragedies was Anna.
Anna is one of our working ladies, lady of the evening. Anna had a tragic end. We believe she was around 27 years old in that area. The way we understand it is she had an affair with a stable hand, and he happened to be a black man. She was pregnant, gave birth to a child, and when they seen it was a mixed child, they killed her, killed the baby, and hung him. And he is here, Samuel is here, and we got EVPs of a baby screaming and a woman saying, "I'm dying." She is everywhere in the hotel, especially when there's men around that she likes. She is definitely one of the more dominant type spirits here. We hear from her more than most.
So this is Anna's room here, right?
So Anna, I have heard, does like the gentleman, and I don't want to be presumptuous, because of her line of work. Maybe Anna only likes men because men to her would have equaled money. Payment for work, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that might be one reason, because I find it hard to believe that, I know that they say that Anna likes men, but I can't imagine many girls in that type of work would be like head over heels of every man that walks through the door, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it was hard work and not pleasant.
And of course, Anna, we don't want to be presumptuous in making these statements, so if you have something to share with us, we would love for you to try to communicate. I've heard that you're one of the most prominent spirits here who does like to communicate with investigators or visitors spending the night. We would so much appreciate it. If you could talk to us, maybe you can use this device here on the bed.
Do you know if all of these are like Anna's?
4.
4?
There's a lot of things at 4
What date is it?
could mean.
The 5th, it's the 5th today.
The
5th
of
the 5th?
May?
Yeah.
It's the 5th of May 2023. That's interesting. What date is a number and then followed by what date is it? I know, for instance, Rosie was just shy of 4 years old. Maybe 4 was like the time that you had in here or payment. I know, I was told that the madam used to sit at the base of the stairs and smoke a cigarette. By the time she was done with the cigarette, that was the timing for how long you had in the room with one of the ladies here.
4 could also be a date, like 4, what day is it? I'm like, no, it's the 5th. I don't know.
Can you tell us what 4 means? There is another room here for Maddie, who was another lady who worked here. I actually don't know that much about Maddie's story or the types of activity that people experience in this room, but everywhere here is active.
Maddie or Anna or is it Rosie? Rosie? If anyone's here with us, can you just give us a sign just so we know which one of you is with us or if all of you are with us? So we'd really like to have a chat with you tonight. Did you just hear something?
I thought it was sort of behind me or maybe the next room.
Back in
Rosie's room.
Rosie's room? Rosie? Oh, Rosie's got a Daddy-O doll. Shout out to the Sally house.
Oh. What the heck? Why did that go off?
I'll leave it on because that's actually a motion sensor.
Woo!
So I'm going to leave that out because we know from the Sally house that toy is actually motion censored, like the cat balls. If the bed actually physically moves, that'll go off. Rosie, do you want to play with the toy? Do you like that toy? What's your favourite toy, Rosie?
We're now going to head upstairs into the actual hotel, and there are just so many rooms of interest here, guys. Yeah, let's take a look in the Rose room. So I don't know too much about this room, but there are a few that I definitely know have prominent stories. I just wanted to walk into some random rooms and see if we could feel anything, pick up on anything, or had any GhostTube responses.
Oh my God. That is such a cool idea. So you know which one's for the fan and which one's for the light. I've never seen that before. Sorry, back to the ghosts.
If there's anyone in here, can you make your presence known to us? Can you come towards my hand, please?
Can you maybe make a noise? Maybe can you tap for us? Let us know that you're here.
That was my camera.
Your camera just clicked.
You said, can you tap? Can you make a noise? That was my camera just clicking.
Did you move your hand at all?
No, but I don't know. It just felt like something internal just clicked.
Right.
That's not normal. Hopefully it's all good. It's still recording.
What's in there? Ensuite?
Bathroom, probably.
And no, we are not investigating a bathroom tonight.
Aren't we?
Probably are. Oh, I know this one's got a story, right? The Roosevelt room?
Yes, indeedy.
Okay, let's go. It's the Roosevelt, like President Roosevelt, right?
Yeah. So Eleanor Roosevelt has been here in this building, stayed in this room. That's why it's called the Roosevelt room. The former owners of this property actually were very close to the president. They visited the White House and stuff. From a paranormal perspective, this room actually has residual and intelligent hauntings from the same person, which I think is unique. There's actually a man who took his own life, hanged himself in this room during the stock market crash. So if there is anyone here and you can hear my voice, I just want to say, I'm sorry that that's how you met your end, and if you're still here and you need someone to talk to, my name's Amy, this is Jared. Maybe you can step forward and use this device on the bed to talk to us.
If there's a rocking chair in a haunted building, I've got to sit in it. Ooh, okay.
Comfy?
Yeah, actually it's quite low though. Got to sit in here and have a chat with you. Do you mind us being in here? Do you enjoy our company? Can you tell us about some of the other guests?
They don't like you.
Okay. Well, maybe once you get to know me, you will though. Maybe you don't know me yet, that's why. Oh, what was that?
That was definitely a bed spring.
You shouldn't be here.
Oh my God! Shit! I heard that spring ting over here.
Yeah, that was 100% a bed spring. I'm so sorry, like, we'll leave if you want. I feel like you just walked in and you're like, I'm just gonna sit on this chair and swing about, and like, is it Jared you don't like?
I'm a likable character, you just need time to get to know me. You're gonna have plenty of time tonight. That was so weird. It was like, toing, and I was like, what the f***?
You shouldn't be here?
Why shouldn't I be here? That was really, really cool. I feel like we've had a pretty quiet session, and then as soon as we've come into this room, we're just getting all the hits. And you know what? That's the thing sometimes, like we do these investigations, and sometimes there could be like 4 or 5 haunted hotspots in a place, but we only really get hits in like one of them, or one of them's really active for us on that particular night. I think it just depends on what night you come. sometimes. I just heard a voice.
Same. Look out the window.
There is no one out there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that.
It sounded like someone's sad. Like crying. I cannot see anyone out here either. There's all plastic on the windows, but I mean, that doesn't mean we just can't see them.
Yeah, I feel like we just had all those responses and that the bed made that noise. And then, yeah, I thought I heard like sort of like a moaning. I don't know if you'd call it a moaning, like a male moaning.
I agree. It was like someone was upset. I heard it too. On the other side of the hall, we have Silent Room, which actually is number 4. We got that for GhostTube earlier.
We got a number earlier. We got
4.
Number 4, yeah. And it's
4.
4. Ooh, I'm digging the book wallpaper.
This room looks so cool. So the spirit of Alan, a former owner, is said to reside in here.
Al Hazen was one of the owners of this hotel. He used to drink quite frequently, and his wife didn't want him to come home drunk. So that was the room he would choose to sleep it off in. So the workers would have to tiptoe around not to wake him up, and that's how it got to be called the Silent Room. Some people claim to feel uneasy or it's not welcoming, like just a very restless feeling. I personally have never felt that in there. When I am there and no guests are in the hotel above me, I'll hear pacing around on the floor above that.
Alan, thank you so much for allowing us into your building tonight. Would you perhaps be around to talk to us, or maybe anyone else?
Sad.
Allegedly, Alan used to stay here because he was drank a lot and would sort of sleep it off here and didn't like people being loud, so that's why this is called the Silent Room. But sad, we just heard someone crying or something. Like maybe that noise wasn't originated and linking to the Roosevelt room. Maybe there's someone else here who is sad, do you know what I mean?
Maybe Alan's like... I know people say he gets angry and agitated when people enter this room, is that right?
Yeah.
But maybe he's misunderstood. I mean, maybe he has a lot of regret because obviously he used to sleep here because his wife would be pissed off that he would drink all the time. I don't know, maybe he's a bit upset about that.
Yeah, it's a possibility, yeah. I'm so sorry if you're sad. If there's anything I can do for you tonight, let me know and maybe I can bring you something or do something for you. I'm happy to do that.
This is a picture of Alan here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Next room.
There's one more room to see here. Marguerite, number 5. Rope. Go in. So I just got the response rope and I thought I would talk to that response in this room. I don't know too much about a certain entity that haunts this room, but what I do know is directly above us is a serial killer's room. A serial killer who has allegedly strangled people whilst they were living, but also choked or strangled people as a ghost. So bear with me, rope could be related to them. I recall Tracy telling us a story saying she kind of, I don't want to say provoked, but like stirred up this spirit above us, in this room above us, came down here and slept in this bed. And she reckons at this time there was a felt blanket on the bed. And when they came downstairs after this had happened, there was like someone had drawn in the felt of the blanket, bitch and cocksucker. And she feels like that was written there for her from the serial killer, that she'd kind of stirred up a bit.
I actually wasn't making that connection at all. I was thinking the story we just told in the Roosevelt room, person that hanged themselves.
It could also be connected to that. So we had, someone hanged themselves in the Roosevelt room. Now I think about it, there was 2 more hangings above us. So we're about to go to the next flight where the serial killer is, who is a bit of a strangler. And I know there's ropes up there. Literally, there's ropes on the floor up there. And there's, 2 more people who took their own lives up there as well, you know.
We had someone say sad, which we thought was from Alan in the Silent Room, but maybe someone's followed us from the Roosevelt room. You know, they're now saying rope, like, I don't know, maybe I feel like we're getting a little bit of we're scratching a little bit of the story with this one.
Can you tell us the meaning of rope? I mean, none of them I feel are pleasant, and I'm sorry.
We're here.
Who's we?
So there's more than one?
I'm very happy that you're here with us. I know that there's a lot of spirits allegedly in the Shanley Hotel. My name is Amy and this is Jared, and we would absolutely love if you could present your name to us.
Someone's touching that. I swear this window just made a noise. These aren't moving, are they? This is so cool. I feel like we're getting a lot more responses up here than we were downstairs. Like, this has been really cool so far.
Thank you so much. We're going to go upstairs if you wanted to join us. We're now making our way up to the third and final floor, and to me, I do think this is the scariest one of all. Okay, so you guys kind of get the vibe of what I mean. It looks a bit more abandoned-esque up here. Definitely hasn't been renovated.
Oh my God, look at all these dolls. There's so many of them.
Full disclosure, these are not haunted dolls.
Oh, thank fuck.
Is there anyone up here who can hear my voice? Can you guide us where to go? Anyone at all, if you want to say hello, please come up to these lights in my hand. Walk into that room and tell me if you feel anything.
Do I feel anything?
Uh-huh.
I sort of feel my legs are a bit cold. And I also feel, you know when you can hear, what's that noise? That noise that's really low and you can't hear it properly?
Rumbling? I don't know, the ghost noise.
Well, I feel like I can hear that.
That's interesting because allegedly there's a portal in here. People have walked into this room, which as you can see, appears quite small, but once they get in here, they might get disoriented and not be able to find their way out.
We call them portals. They're like gateways, energy areas where things can come and go a little easier, like doorways to the unknown. You know, my take on it, my own personal theory, it's like when you go out to dinner and you pass by a restaurant that has 100 cars out there. You want to stop to find out why everybody is there. And it's the same thing. I think energy just brings more energy.
I do know activity seems to happen in here. Now I've been told a man named Joe owns these 2 seats, so don't sit there.
You can't sit on them?
No, he owns both of them, like,
Okay.
or has claimed, should I say. So story is this first seat here, that was Joe's seat. And Joe made it known, I want a leather seat. So he got one. Like, the owners were like, no, we'll get you, we got you. They got him a leather seat, and then he was like, no, I still like this seat. So they're both his seats. You need to ask permission to sit in them. And apparently, if he grants you permission, he can tell you if you have Irish descent and what % you have.
Joe, can I sit in your seat? I got an idea. Joe, if you don't want me to sit in your seat, make it known. But if you stay silent, I'm going to sit in it. I just heard like...
Yeah, I heard a door open or something.
Was that
a screech? Sign? I don't know. That means he doesn't want you to sit in the seat.
Well, you try now.
All right. Joe, I ask you with all due respect, my name is Amy and I would absolutely love to talk to you tonight and perhaps sit in your seat. Do you think that might be all right? Can you give us a sign to let us know that that's okay?
Well, do what I did, do the reverse.
I don't want to try and trick Joe. Joe, are you here? I wouldn't be surprised if I had a bit of Irish descent in me anyways.
So I'm guessing we can't go in this room with the caution tape?
No, it's not safe, but
bunch of toys in there.
Little boy named Jonathan will play with you through that doorway there.
You here, Jonathan? Oh, someone's up to cat ball. Is it on? Oh, it is on.
Ooh.
Can you light that ball for us, Jonathan, if you're here?
Down here, actually, this is the serial killer's room. The serial killer has given the name...
Sure.
Sure, it is.
Agrees with you.
The serial killer has given people the name Adam, but apparently that is the incorrect name.
Adam is not his real name, we don't believe. When psychics have been here and people believe they've seen Adam, we show them a picture in our history book of a person that was wanted in this town for questioning on several murders. And it's always that person's face that they pick out, saying that that particular person is Adam. One of the murders were a woman was drained of all her blood, stuffed into a horse feed barrel, and thrown at the local dump. And he will actually say horse feed barrel and give us clues to that. He will tell you to leave his room. He does not like women whatsoever. He especially does not like me. I did poke at him a little bit, and he holds a grudge. 3 years later, and I still am suffering that. I know when I go in there, 9 times out of 10, I get bad migraines. Some people get nauseated, chest pains, and I've actually been choked by him before. On good days, he will come out and tell you how many people he's killed. I brought a group up there and I introduced him in his room. This is Adam's room. He used to be a serial killer. Through my radio, he corrected me. I still am.
And there's a rope.
The word rope, yes.
So as I said, we were pretty much directly below right now when we got the word rope.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Weird. Okay, I'm gonna sit for a sec.
Black.
Black. I did just put my phone on this metal seat and it reacted to it. I've since calibrated it, so the interference of this seat is its new normal. Black. So black could be a false positive response. Now, serial killer named Adam. Heard Adam isn't your real name. Is there a reason why you don't like to share your real name? Was it you who gave us the response of rope, or was that somebody else? I've heard you have choked people before, and I don't think that's very nice.
Eric.
Is that the real name?
Can I just say, when you mentioned choking then, my throat went, like, you know when you have a stomach, your stomach grumbles, but sometimes you get it in your throat?
Yeah.
I just had that, I was like, oh. So if you heard a little noise then, that was my throat, but it's just weird because it did it. I'm not saying it's paranormal, but it's just a really big coincidence because as you said, throat, it did that.
Very nice. Very nice.
I heard you prefer to talk to men, is that right? I think we heard that today. Maybe I'm thinking of the room downstairs, but do you prefer talking to men? Would you like to talk to me instead? Oh, actually they've got little pages of notes about Adam, about all the spirits in each of the rooms. So this says, we don't feel Adam is his real name. Adam claims to be a serial killer. When asked how many women, we normally get the number 17 or 18. Sarah was also in this room and claims if asked accident or murder, she replies murder. He will tell you to leave. So he doesn't like people. Guests have get scratched and choked in this room.
Okay, just for experiment's sake, how many women have you killed? Can you answer that correctly as to what this paper says?
It's got ringing in my left ear. That happens all the time these days. Adam, if that is in fact your real name, can you tell me how many women, or how many people rather, how many people, you claim to be a serial killer, how many people did you kill? People have left the serial killer money? Why?
Lisa.
Lisa.
Could Lisa be a victim?
Lisa? Who's Lisa? There's that many spirits here, it's hard to say. I mean, we've got the names Eric and Lisa in this room. I think they're the only names we've had tonight so far.
I was just saying, why would people leave the serial killer money?
And alcohol.
And jewellery? Well, we ain't leaving you nothing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you were a serial killer or you still are. That's not a respectable thing in my eyes. Sarah, you take the money, cigarettes and alcohol, girl. Down this hall we have more. A man named William is linked to this room, and there's more rope here on the ground in that corner. They always thought that William had died of a heart attack, but apparently a local came up and said, oh, I remember them finding that man's body. He was hanging in this room. So again, could that be sad? Rope connected? These responses we've had tonight are pretty weird.
Yeah, there does seem to be like a running theme as well, you know what I mean? Like it's not just one word, they all sort of link together in their own way.
And our final room, I believe this room was Claire's, and Claire also hanged herself, but you know, they're slowly trying to add some homely touches that allegedly she has requested for this room, because I guess it's her home. She's chosen to, or is remaining here. She wanted some plants and curtains, and that's something that's been introduced to the room, which I think is a very sweet, nice thing to do for the spirits.
Now, having finished our walkthrough, we took a much needed break to enjoy the American delicacy of cheese doodles, something we'd never eaten before but become quite fond of. But just as I cut the camera, we heard a loud noise, as if someone had dropped something heavy onto the floor, so we once again hit record to investigate.
Amy and I were just setting up and just hearing noises come from.
It's like someone dropped something.
Rolling audio. Got directional mic.
So we've heard a few noises. Just then, I think we caught on.
Can I have a look at what it is? Hello?
It's clearly up there. It's like this pipe, but I don't know what it is.
I don't reckon that's what I heard though, hang on.
No, the first noise I heard was like someone dropped something heavy, and then we were hearing creaks and movement. That started after, like, when we were recording, because I thought it was a clock or something, but...
Although we had heard one much louder noise that was sadly not captured on camera, we were able to debunk all the other noises as coming from a pipe, likely for heating, which I assume must have kicked in at this time. So with that, we decided to move back upstairs and set up a GhostTube SLS camera to monitor the hallway for activity, while we re-entered the Roosevelt room to reach out, as we had earlier had some interesting responses there.
Ready to box.
We're ready to vox. So we are in the Roosevelt room. This is where, like, I feel like our GhostTube walkthrough was a bit dry until we got to this room, and then we started getting lots of relevant words. And the owners of this place and the people that run this place now say they get really good Vox responses, and they're actually big fans of Vox. So
we're gonna try it.
We're gonna do a Vox. So we walked through here earlier. Was there someone that was trying to communicate with us? Can you come through again? Who were we speaking with earlier?
You said we shouldn't be in this room. Why is that? We felt like we had a warning and you weren't too sure. It felt to me like you weren't too sure on Jared, specifically Jared being in here.
Yeah, why is that?
Nurse.
Nurse?
Nurse, yeah.
Are you okay?
Do you need a nurse? I feel like someone came and sat down on the bed next to me earlier. Who was that?
We heard a spring pop in the bed.
We also heard a voice. Continue. Okay. Well, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we've come a very long way to talk to you, and I apologise if you're upset at all, but let us know if there's anything we can do to help you.
And I shot.
I feel like I said shot.
Shot. Yeah. Shot. That's what I heard. I shot. I was shot. I don't know, like with an American accent.
I was shot. I thought I heard I was shot.
So there was like this was occupied by the mafia, right? This building at a point in time.
Yeah, like the Irish
mafia?
The responses coming through of nurse and then the reference to being shot are quite interesting. The hotel definitely has ties to past mob activity, and the staff who investigate the building regularly have captured fights on EVPs that commonly include gunshots and arguments. Could this have been an injured spirit seeking medical help from us?
When we're listening to the radios and all of a sudden we start hearing like a fight between two spirits and gunshots and things like that, I think that is like the craziest thing.
Can you tell us more about that? What, like, who are you? What happened? Any more detail?
Get out of here.
Sounded like a young kid said back.
Back.
Shot in the back.
Did you just hear that?
No.
I just heard something creaked over here.
I moved my shoe, but I don't know if it was
that came from over here.
Is there someone near this door? You can come in. Can you open the door?
I've got a couple of devices on either side of the bed. If you go up to them and touch them, you might be able to make them light up, and let us know that you're here.
Bored.
I don't just say the word bored. We get that a lot
You
sometimes.
always get bored.
Sorry we're not exciting for you ghosts.
Can you make it exciting in here? Can you do something really wild, something very fun for us? Maybe you start by just going up to the red lights.
Sorry, a wise person once told me that only boring people get bored. A wise person was Amy. What would you like us to do, or what would you like to talk about?
Show me.
You show me.
We want you to
I'm
show
like,
us.
Yeah, or tell me where to go. Where should we go?
There was just a noise in here.
Yeah.
I thought it came from over there, honestly.
Can you go to one of the red lights, please? Can you see the red lights? Can you use your energy to share your voice, perhaps?
I love some.
I love
Someone loves...
some, or I'd love two, or I'd love something.
Yeah, what do you want from us?
It's like someone laughing at us then.
Yeah.
Save a life.
Save a life.
Save a life. We got nurse, save a life, I was shot. Oh, like we were asking, what can we do for you? Save a life.
Nurse, save a life.
Are you sick or hurt?
Do
Like,
they not know that they're dead, maybe?
maybe. How are you hurt right now?
Move to
What's what?
students.
So if you want our help, you're going to have to tell us how we can help you. What can we do for you?
Discharge.
Was someone charged for shooting you or for the crime? Colin, maybe? Colin?
Legs 50.
What did that say?
I was going to say legs are perfect or something.
You're talking about mine?
What the frick? All right, have you warmed up to Jared yet? What do you think of him?
Put the book.
Did that just say something about a bullet?
I felt like it said bullet as well.
Can you tell us where you'd like us to go tonight? Died!
Okay, we're getting like bullet shot, died nurse.
Yeah, it's weird because before it was like hanging rope, sad. Like,
yeah, like this is like a different death.
they did say that different people, like they feel like they get different spirits all the time. It's not just the same spirits over and over again.
I don't know if anyone was like murdered, like shot here. Can we have a name, please?
Up again! I told you, it keeps saying up. It wants
Is
to
it
go
warning us
upstairs.
of the serial killer?
What's upstairs? Who's upstairs? I told you there's noises in
What the
here.
heck was that?
Behind that camera, I swear there's noises in here. I just heard it again.
What was this
Like
door?
someone creaking on the step floor, and all the doors creaking open. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what's upstairs? Up.
I feel like that was like a little cheeky up.
It just keeps saying up. Can you tell us why you want us to go upstairs? Why? What's up there?
Maybe we just gotta go up.
Sounds like it.
Out.
Out.
I feel like it's time to go upstairs though.
Right.
Out, up.
Let's go.
And with that, we felt it was time to move upstairs to the serial killer's room. But first, we rigged the hallway with equipment before setting up inside the room to perform a GhostTube Seer session in the sensory-deprived virtual environment that GhostTube Lens provides, while Seer could produce imagery based off of environmental readings interpreted by AI. If you'd like to try GhostTube Lens for yourself, check the links below. But now, let's jump into investigating.
Serial killer room, about to go lights out. We're doing a Seer. Weird energy up here. I'll just say that. Let's see what comes up. How you going over there?
I'm feeling good. I just want to point out we've got a few REM pods around the place. We've also got a flux, which we've borrowed from the owner of the Shanley. Oh,
And it coincidentally just went off.
So I just said no. FYI, it is next to me, but I'm going to wave my hand just to demonstrate that I'm too far away to set it off. Now, some people watching are going to be like, oh, Jared could have just set it off because it is next to me. But look, I can't set it off from too far away. Green.
Oh, now it's on this
That's
side.
the other side.
So if there's someone listening, can you make that light up green for yes and red for no?
They obviously know how to use it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be putting on Lens now, is that all right?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to go lights out as well.
If you come up to this device on my head, you might be able to select some words that describe how you look or who you are or something that you did. And this will draw images that represent those words. It's just like all the other devices you would have used, but it's going to draw pictures for you.
A quick note as well, guys, we have the hallway monitored too. So if there's someone out there and you can hear my voice, feel free to come into this room with us.
Oh, I've got an image. Oh, okay. White building, long with windows. Sort of looks like this building, but a bit more perfect. Like, you know how this place has, the roof is sort of up and down and this one looks a bit more perfect, but I mean, it sort of resembles it. It's like a long white building with windows.
I mean, maybe that's how they see it if it's back in the day.
And obviously this is just interpreting words. So it's probably going to interpret a little bit different if someone says long white building with white windows, but it actually kind of does look like it.
That's pretty cool. Are you showing us this building? You're showing us the Shanley. What, can you show us something that represents what the Shanley means to you?
Why do they call you the serial killer? Like, why do you claim to be a serial killer? Like, what have you done? Did you really kill 18 people? Was it 19 people? Can you show me?
Yes, it just said yes.
Yes, it is 19 people. They need to update their info sheet.
Well, it's almost like the spirit's just like bragging. Yes, you're bragging about this? Do you like women? Yes or no? Can you show us on that device? Oh, it said yes.
Okay, so we have a straight male.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay, straight male. Oh, I've got an image. Maybe worms or rope, actually. It could be rope.
No.
Yes, but piles and piles of it. And I feel like it's on the floor, and in the far corner of the room, there's like a little flashing electronic device or something, like it's moving.
That's so weird, because like...
In the corner of the room, there's something flashing, and then there's just all this rope all over the floor.
Look, this thing is pulsing and flashing, guys. Yes, it's... Yeah, okay, maybe that's what they're showing us. Yes.
There's something flashing over there. Is there something flashing in the room?
Yes, it keeps saying yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
It's flashing on
Oh
here.
my god! Oh, something else. A cat ball's going off out here.
And
Oh my god!
literally the seer image, something was flashing in it. Like there was
I
like...
can see flashing all in the room because the cat ball. And the rope is in this corner, guys.
Okay.
behind this chair.
You're gonna have to see the video. Obviously the still image won't be flashing, but luckily Sia records, and in the video there was something flashing in the corner as all that shit was flashing.
That's very intelligent, and we got the word rope downstairs, just beneath our feet earlier tonight. Yes.
Yes.
It says yes. Okay. So the person who earlier told us rope is back communicating again. This is the same person, yes? Can we get confirmation on that, please? Okay, can you show us something else? We want to know about the many, there's supposed to be like 50 of you here, yeah?
Get an image. Woman in a gown. She's in like a photo, and around the photo there's like silver bowls or round things and a thing of flowers. So then there's a picture of a woman in like a toga, almost like those bowls that go dong.
Like a singing bowl.
Like a singing bowl, yeah, like sort of like that.
Maybe it's some kind of ritual.
I want to see Adam, the serial killer. Can you take a seat next to me?
You can sit next to either one of us. We both have a red light on a chair next to us. If you go up to one of those red lights.
Come take a seat next to whichever one of us you want to get close with.
Yes. Yeah, double yes.
Oh. Whoa, just as you said that, a weird man's face. Oh my God. He looks angry.
Angry?
Oh, he just appeared from nowhere, and he's bald, like shaved head or bald head. And he looks angry as
Like, is there anything else like that you can see? Is he
bald
in a
head?
room?
He's got no hair whatsoever.
Is he in a room? Is he wearing something?
He's in a foggy space. I can't tell. He looks like he is wearing something, but I can't make it out.
Could this be the person that refers to themselves as Adam?
Is that Adam?
Is that the serial killer person that everyone says is in this room, the serial killer?
Is that Adam?
I will freak out so bad if that goes yes.
Alright, I've got another one here. Is it like hooks hanging from the ceiling, and I'm
Yep.
seeing like, honestly, I thought it was
Yep.
I thought it was a nooses, and I was like, oh, that's a bit. But some of them actually look like fishing. I think what I'm seeing is fishing hooks now, actually. There's some of them look like nooses, but there's some that look like fishing hooks. I think I'm looking at like fishing hooks.
Okay, so we've had an angry man come through.
We've had hooks, we've had the rope.
What about someone who isn't nasty? I'm sure there's goodness here. There anyone in the hallway? Anyone outside this room?
Oh, I'm trancing again.
What are you feeling when you trance? Is there anything you can pick up on?
The noise just looks like it's moving. I'm getting goosebumps.
No.
Can feel it.
That means it's close to you.
I can feel it. Oh my God, I got goosebumps all over.
Something just is on
Oh my
the
God.
side of Jared.
Oh my God, it's all over me.
That's like confirmation of what you're feeling.
Oh my God, it's still going. It's like,
Anyone around Jared, can you show him what you look like right now?
that was so weird. Come sit with me.
No, it said no. And I just heard a noise out here down the hallway.
I'm seeing an image, a little girl.
A little girl.
A little girl sitting on the staircase. She looks young, like 5. She's sitting on the stairs. She's got blonde hair. She's wearing a black overalls maybe. She's wearing, under the overalls, she's got a shirt, sleeves rolled up. She's got no shoes on. She
Yes.
has something under her legs, like a little wrapped up white thing. I don't know what that is.
Couple things. Rosie is very young, almost 4. When all that was happening, I heard something out by the staircase. And you were like, come and sit with me. That thing, the flux said no.
Come sit with me.
No, it said no.
Rosie, is that you?
Oh my God. Thank you, Rosie, if you're here.
It's so weird when I feel myself go into that trance, then all the starts happening. If I just focus at the noise.
And we've got a couple going off out there again in the hallway. I'm not sure which one. Yep, it's going off in the hallway. Okay, if there's someone in the hallway, you can play with anything that's out there. It's all there for you. Can you show us something else?
Without much else happening, we decided to debrief on the images Jared had just seen. We were obviously amazed at some of the relevant and creepier images which could have been related to a serial killer, but also the image of a little girl on the staircase, who in my opinion does resemble the spirit of Rosie. I also had vibes that she was shy, especially to enter this particular room, given it is said to hold some darker energy. So we next set up some equipment and a camera to monitor the staircase where I'd heard a noise originate from, while we re-entered the silent room to continue reaching out.
Alright guys, so we are now doing an EVP session. Amy's wearing a special pair of headphones called Lucid headphones, and they're amplifying everything in the room. So she can hear everything I'm saying now, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds really loud?
Did that night vision light just go off?
So because Amy's got these headphones on, it's like a live EVP session. So Amy's going to tell me if you hear anything, yeah?
Yeah. I know this is the silent room, but if there's anyone with anything to say, if you say it very loud, I might be able to hear you now.
Alan, are you here with us? Can you hear us? Do you want to have a talk to us?
Maybe Rosie, the little girl, is here. We actually put some lights on the staircase for you because the image of the little girl that we had earlier was sitting on the staircase. Maybe you can play with them and let us know what colours you can see.
We've also got a thermal camera here, guys, so... Do you want to come sit next to us on the bed, Alan? You look like a rock star, Ames, with your glasses on.
I am a rock star, Jared. Did you just click?
I think my nose clicked. I don't know why.
Tag that man.
Sorry, tagging a nose click.
After reaching out for some time, we identified two moments of interest in the playback. The first to me sounds very much like a faint yell, while the second sounds like a woman's voice. These sounds are weird given that I had not heard them in the moment with the Lucid headphones, but they did register onto the audio recording.
I'm hearing something there, we've got something.
I hear like, wow.
I'm hearing like...
on these, but let me hear it without
whispering.
these. Play it.
Can I play it back? You ready? Oh, got another one, I reckon. There's voices there.
Leave us a comment to let us know if you can make out what might have been said in these recordings. But we now went up to the former brothel to perform another GhostTube Seance session using GhostTube Lens within Rosie's room. But we'd also use an Estes to attempt to actually speak with the little girl. Here, I'd wear noise-cancelling headphones while listening to a spirit box and repeat anything I heard come through, while Jared asked questions that I could not hear.
I'm in the waiting room.
I'm already getting an image and it's just a lantern. A lit lantern, like, you know, one of those old school hold oil lamp lanterns.
Amy says
and I heard the word whore.
That's, well, okay, that's relevant. I've got REM pods in Anna's room, in Maddie's room, so in the bordello rooms where the ladies of the night would have stayed. So is anyone here with me right now? The lady on the bed there's Amy?
Boy,
yeah, that's me. Can you come up the stairs? Who's coming up the stairs? I'm not going to try and antagonize the ladies.
Yeah, I think.
I actually kind of feel bad for the women.
I've got another image.
Can't imagine it would have been a pleasant job.
This one looks like a lit room. It's illuminated yellow, and I've got multiple open doorways. There's two doorways over to my left.
Okay, well, Anna's room has yellow walls. They're like yellow. I just walked into your room, Anna. Can you come in here with me?
Chair.
Chair. Oh my god. What about the chair? Should I sit in it?
Go ahead.
That was a direct response. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm getting in it. Hang on. Okay, I'm sitting in the chair. Are you in here with me?
Just for a chat.
Okay, I'm here to chat.
Oh my god. I have another image. It looks terrifying. A yellow illuminated face, but it has red eyes and red mouth, like bloody red mouth.
Interesting. Off camera, Tracy told us that she kept getting a face with red eyes.
Here.
You here? Are you here? Anna, are you here with me? Something just moved behind me. I don't know what that was. Something just moved behind me.
You're familiar.
Me? I've never been here before. Why am I familiar? I just felt and heard something move behind me. There's a wall there with a dress. I don't... Something just twanged on this bench too.
Stay.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm in here. If you want to come and have a chat, can you come sit on the bed? Have a chat with me? I'm just here to chat. I'm not here for business. But
I've got another image and it looks like a woman in a long white dress. She's pointing at something. I actually can't tell if it's a woman or a little girl, but long white old-timey dress. She looks like she's outside pointing at the building.
Okay.
Ma'am.
I want to speak to Anna. Anna, can you come into the room with me, please?
I have another image. It looks like a green candle and some kind of board.
Board?
I can't make out what's on the board, but it could be like a Ouija board or those pendulum things that they have in the sitting room. Like one of those kind of boards.
Okay, I'm looking for a candle in here. A green candle and a board. I'm not seeing one in here.
Look.
I'm looking. I'm looking.
With responses seeming to fall flat, I decided to end the session to gather a pendulum from downstairs and attempt to use it to communicate with the spirits, as the last image from GhostTube Seer seemed to indicate this could be a method of communication the spirits prefer. However, despite our best attempts at questioning, we weren't able to draw any meaningful responses from our use of the pendulum. Yet perhaps we just need more practice using and interpreting this tool. But with daylight fast approaching, we decided to split up to sleep in separate rooms, with Jared opting to sleep over in Anna's room and myself within Rosie's. Here is what our cameras documented until morning broke.
Is that you?
No.
As morning hit, we stopped rolling on our cameras, which didn't pick up too much overnight. We did leave the Haunted Shanley Hotel feeling extremely fortunate to have visited, and as though we had interacted with the building's many permanent guests. From the unexplained voices we had captured in EVP, to the eerily on-point imagery for Krysia, potentially chatting with a serial killer, and the many other moments of excitement throughout the night. We do hope that you have enjoyed the journey too, and ask that if you did, you hit like on this video, leave a comment, and then check you are subscribed with your notification bell turned on, as our next adventure will take you to one of Ireland's most haunted places, an abandoned location with ties to the devil, on a night that was truly cursed from the get-go. You won't want to miss our paranormal investigation of the Dublin Hellfire Club.
Woo! Crypt Keepers made it through a night at the Shanley Hotel, and what a night it was. It's getting on in the day now. We woke up late and we've just spent so much time talking to Kelly and Tracy. Kelly, who owns this place, and Tracy, who works here. They've been really great to us. They're just so lovely. Also fans of GhostTube, so shout out. Like, that means a lot to us when we go out into the field and we see other people who are getting use out of GhostTube. Like, I can't tell you anything that warms my heart more. But I think the activity that we've had at this place was pretty constant last night, and it really felt like we were in a hotel full of people, a lot of different people, a lot of different stories to tell, and we were really following breadcrumbs throughout the whole building. I just feel like we had some amazing interactions. Still have a lot of evidence to review, especially from when we were sleeping, but we are off to the next destination now. Wish us luck. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe, because that really helps us out. If you want to do some more reading on this place, head to AmysCrypt.com. We also filmed a patron and YouTube members only bonus video last night. We actually went out to the well, we did a bit more in the gentleman's club, and we did some mirror scrying, so you can check that out in the links below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.